Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're so happy to connect with you today. That's going to be our topic for world ascension and world unity and galactic unity and universal unity. We're so grateful for everybody to connect with us and be with us every morning and every daily experience through which we're helping one another move through new experiences. And we're really blessed to have you with us. I'm just facing my window where the birdies are playing, so they just help raise my vibration. Just to be one with them. I have a bird family in the Pleiades, and they've always been a beautiful part of my experience. And they're the ones that came to adjust my heart chakra. And when I was 5, my heart chakra was adjusted. And the bird family, my bird family, were the ones that came to do that. And it's such a special experience, and I'm so grateful. We wanted to give some really great feedback. As many of you know, I just started offering my healing glyphs, and just the other day, and I've had some orders, and I wanted to read this beautiful and kind feedback from a beautiful client. And so this is just their feedback, and they've given me permission to read this. Thank you, Joanna, for the beautiful glyph, and your teams for helping me to create the video and the artwork. I'm going to print and frame it, and it will always be in view for me. Also, it is the backdrop on my computer screen through which I create music. Thank you so much. Much love, and lovely to be connected to the souls all across the earth at this amazing time. Every good wish and hopes and dreams. And when they sent me the feedback back, I was telling them that it makes me feel so teary because each glyph, I don't know, every glyph and every vibration with your intentions are different. And so when I create them, I don't know what's coming until I'm actually doing it. I'm in the vibration of it. And so many of the glyphs are unique to each person, obviously, because of the vibrations. And that's just an example of one. That's just an example. And each intention is unique to every person, the vibration and the councils and the teams that are called in, and the energy that I infuse into it. But this particular client glyph that I offered, and thank you so much for your feedback, I was telling them that it brought me such tears of joy to create that for them, and how people feel so so honored in the artwork, because it's an honor that I get to create it. So it was lovely that that honor of connection was felt, and that love was felt. And through the light language that we get to do that, infuse a short channeled message with an activation unique to that person and what their intention was, and also infuse it with light codes. And so that was really great that we've had several orders and receiving the feedback from them. So I'm really blessed and grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. And so the information for the glyphs will be down below, and it's just a donation, $22 USD minimum for just the glyph. And if you want the glyph plus a short recorded video and activation, it's $55 USD minimum. And then you can donate whatever. But this particular one that the comments were sent back in is that it took me so long to create it, but it was so fun because I got to connect with the fairies and the elementals. And so our connection with one another in the Gaia energy and receiving Gaia wisdom and receiving Gaia love is the connection that we have with one and all, which is our topic today. Our topic today is connection, and how we often find our connection through our most challenging times, through our most lonely times. And that was the message from the councils this morning and my teams, was that this is their message. The blessings of loneliness that so many of you are feeling are inspiring you to deepen your compassion and your connection. And through your connection with one another, you get to muse and ponder new values and new value systems, and connect on a more deeper and healing and loving journey with one another. And this is what the children, which I always used to ponder at many years ago, when we would go to parks and we would go, hanging out with our kids, and the parents would be so preoccupied with our devices and such that we would be missing out on so much of the kids' experience and communing and connecting with them. And every parent has experienced this, where you feel the guilt of being so preoccupied that, when you're working from home and trying to, manage your life and all the things that you have to do in 3D egocentric doing, that we release sometimes the most important values of us to connect with one another, and what the children really need, especially empaths and crystals and high vibrational beings. They need that that need that emotional connection because their chakras shut down. Um, and so this a whole experience, I remember some conversations about the disconnection that we feel because of the masks, and how oftentimes when children are not that socially confident, their mouths were that expression to connect with one another with just a small, a hi or a smile, or a smaller sentenced, phrase of hi, how you doing, kind of thing. But behind the masks, it's so muffled and it's hard to connect. And in their experiences in their social platforms, they're being taken out of those group settings where they get to commingle and they get to co-entangle. And so they've really been placed a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety for these kids that are already feeling socially disconnected. So it's important that we honor that. We honor how we're all been moving through these beautiful experiences of loneliness, because remember, again, in the Vesica Pisces, if we're all moving through these things, and if we have inspired ourselves, we've created and manifested what we have on our planet for the very reason to deepen our connection within who we are. We must see all things that we manifest as a part of the path and the journey to love, the path and the journey to oneness. And so they reminded me that the children have missed out on being born in such technological ages that we have, because technology is really fairly new to humanity. And I remember as a kid, my friends and I, there were no cell phones. We had to actually pick up the phone that was hung on the wall with a long, wire cord that went around the kitchen. We had those phones that hung on the door, and we actually had to call our friend or, walk or run to their house to commune with them and talk with them. And it was funny because we were having, discussions with our children, and many of the conversations that I would have is just reminding and reminiscing about back in the day. And, we were talking about the various challenges that children face right now about the social distancing, if you will. We're going to spin a twist on that, so that all of those that are mothers and wanting to create that greater oneness, because so many of you are leaders and healers, and so many of you are light workers that are on that leading edge to create new and lead the community and the collective in new ways. We've manifested this in every way, due the very core foundation as the connection and communion of who we are as a collective, to bring our world into greater harmony and balance and oneness. Our journey on this planet is oneness, and everything that we manifest is a journey back to oneness, so that our oneness with spirit as spirit beings creating matter. And how can we reconnect and commune as spirit beings within one another, to ourselves, the connection and the harmony with our male and female energies, to live as a sacred child, because when our male and female energies are in balance, giving us the divine mother energy and the divine father energy of what we need from all of our wounding, to give it to ourselves and be it for ourselves, harmonize within that and connect and commune with that, we're not so lonely anymore, because we know that we can provide ourselves all that we need, that we seemingly seek outside of us to fulfill. We then receive that enrichment and that fulfillment of our emotions, our mental, our physical, and all of these things that we seek outside of us, the doing, the egocentric doing, and we then become more harmonized in the presence of who we are as spirit. We then become that excited, curious, and excited sacred child, and that sacred child is the evolutionary factor for all species, all dynamics, all worlds, all realms, all planets, is that evolutionary child that is completely balanced and creatively ready to explore and be curious about it. So we really require ourselves to look at ourselves in a new way. Well, how has this beautiful experience that we've manifested for ourselves to be seen in new light, through which whatever loneliness that we all feel, and we all feel really lonely. Oftentimes as an empath, we've felt so lonely, even we've perhaps been in a room of many, many people and been around people all our lives, but we still feel lonely because of, as we've said in our earlier videos, to connect with those at the rich level that we as empaths and crystal children feel is really hard and few between. But our entire collective of children are like that. And same with many native and aboriginal peoples. They're so connected with the land, but there's very few people in our three-dimensional world and Western worlds that are connected with Gaia. And so there's a lot of disconnection, and there's a lot of being left out, if you will, and feeling left out throughout our whole collective, because of the transitions that everyone is moving through. And how can we reconnect at our hearts to move and lead through love and bringing back that connection, instead of being social distancing, social connection? Because we can look at anything that we've manifested and begin to thread in compassion and empathy and sympathy and love back into it. And so they were saying that children have missed out being born in the technological age, and remind us that every person, when they're born, how they're born, the minute they're born, and the people they choose, everything is chosen at the soul level. So they understand that these are the challenges and the things they're here to transcend. So remind them of that. You're so powerful. In which even only 25 years ago, you would have not had such connection issues, because you would have had to be in front of one another to have those heart-to-heart connections. The chakras and the alignment of who you were as a person were much more available, because you didn't have the devices to distract you. Harmonizing the connections of that heart-opening space, the kids will assist in reminding of what contact is all about and connection is all about, and reopening those chakras for, levels of safe communication and safe honoring with one another, and feeling the connections again. What they were showing me is the connections of who they are on the planet, with the planet. Because again, everything that we are as a species, we are here to, emulate and empower with and through our planet. Everything we need is with her. Our healing is with her. Forest bathing and many, many, many of the healing modalities and the properties and the tonics and the herbs. We're going to be allowing ourselves to connect so deeply and richly with all that she offers for the healing and the recalibration of ourselves and our multidimensional systems. Remember, our grids are constantly being worked on to manifest and assist us in the healing and the reconnection of who we are as multidimensional beings. Our grids are directly manifested through light songs and programs of songs. In all moments, they're being adjusted and readjusted through us as conduits that work with the grids, as well as many collectives that I'm also part of working with the grids, and many higher vibrational beings and councils directly with the light evolutionary programs that assist in codes being brought to the grids specifically for us and as conduits to then open and allow the relaying of information and wisdoms and love to the grids for the collective changing bodies. Because as we awaken, we're calling in greater light. That greater light also allows us not only reconnection and harmony through what all that we are as multidimensional beings, physical, mentally, emotionally, etheric, plus all that we are as a magnetic system, all that we are as an epicenter of light, all that we are as awakening source being within us, source, the mother, father, all that we are as galactic souls now awakening as we're calling in those soul fragments. We're multidimensional in every way. And so our healing, our oneness verbatim is our oneness with our planet and the connection with one another. In all of our healing webinars, and this is just a personal sharing, because everything that I offer you is a journey of my personal experiences and how because of the gifts I come with, I'm able to explain it in a multidimensional level and offer it as a teaching. But they're my own sharings of what I move through in Ascension, of going from very limited programs of self-denial and limitation and lack and projections and subjugation and persecution energies from other timelines, as well as healing what is here for the collective and being involved in many different collectives and programs that I want to enhance and inspire and empower anew for new energies and new design for those that so desire. And they were showing me that, in these sharings, it's possible for us to renew ourselves in the most expansive, omnipresent way and honor the human experience as omnipresent now, because we're becoming omnipresent. We're allowing ourselves to live as the soul, to commune as the soul, because remember, the loneliness that we feel here is because we have been so disconnected, from ourselves and spirit and source. It begins there first. So when we start reconnecting with who we are as spirit, the soul of all that we are, all the lives that we live as a soul, we start harmonizing with our gifts. We start harmonizing with the intelligence that come from the omnipresence. We start calling in that greater light from all that is, because breath is, we are. And we start allowing ourselves to be that unconditional presence of light within our omnipresent epicenter vortex, however we want to describe our multidimensional systems. In the coding and the multidimensional communion that we have with our Merkaba, the multidimensional communion that we have with our planet, the multidimensional communion we have with insects, and the song of Gaia, because there is a song and a harmonic of Gaia, of all life. There is a song, a harmonic, light codes. And so in this, we allow ourselves that reconnection. We're no longer lonely. Even though we could assume, if you will, we're sitting in a home by ourselves because of all of the distancing and the lockdown, or however we want to define it, the words don't matter. But we have the potentiation to open within ourselves and call forward spirit, call forward our omnipresence within all, and we can connect with our families in the Pleiades. We can connect with the Mother Father, Mother Mary, constantly, always with me. Thank you, Mother Mary. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Mother Mary, and the Christ conscious and the collectives and the Elohim and the fairies and the birdies that I communicate with. Everything is a song. So then you can open yourself up to the connection that's always with us and available through us. But it is that awareness and awakening that, yes, I can commune in any way. It's just opening my vibration to it, intention. I have the vibrational intention to commune with all that is source, because you're source. You're not separate from anything that is the song of source. It's the matter of what am I willing and excited to entangle, again, that curious child. So as you heal all those other fragments and aspects that held you in limitation, separation, distance, you become, no, I'm creating. And so release the idea of what we know to be distancing. The words that have been given to create the, the projection of, formality in virus time and the protection and so on. But allow yourself to know that we can create communion through whatever circumstances that we're moving through. And it just becomes from that heart space of intention. I'm a multidimensional being, and I can send love to my family and friends in other countries and other worlds and other realms. And that's required, that we just harmonize those energies of love and oneness and connection. And your neighbors, as they're going in and out, bringing groceries, just have that loving communion and connection, because your children need to see that their awkwardness and their lack of social skills is because we've been so disconnected for so many years. They've grown up in that experience. They have no idea, as I was talking to my kids, they were saying, what did you do back in your day? As if it was so long ago. Well, I suppose it was. And they're like, what did you do back in yours? Well, we talked. What do you mean you talked? Nobody talks anymore. You just DM them. You text them. You don't even talk. That's what they do. And it's like, well, I don't know. We just talked. We met for coffee and we just stayed at the coffee shop forever and, procrastinated on all of the homework we were supposed to be doing, but that's what we did back then. And there was no computers. There's no email. We had to get up. And I remember my friend and I, she may be watching this video because I still connect with her every now and then. I remember we used to get up early in the morning. We used to do the 20-minute workout. And before school, her and I just phone each other and say, are you getting up to do the workout? Okay, I'm doing it too. Okay, I'll see you at school. And sometimes we'd even meet each other before school and go jogging and just have our connection time. And then we would get ready for school and come back and go to school. And we had those close connections. We were never not together. We were always together, But now it's been such an age of technology that the kids are losing that experience of social presence. How do we create that with them and help them in those, especially because they are so high vibrational. They need that. They need that connection, that social connection with Gaia. It's a very social connection. When you ask a child to experience Gaia in their own unique way and offer it to them as an open-ended conversation and song, they will come to you and show you and blow your mind at what they're experiencing with Gaia. They understand the language of insects. They understand the inner workings of the song, harmonic song. Their DNA is wired for it. So it's up to us to inspire and empower that, because that is directly related to their health in every way. It just is. And so how can we bring that really great experience of who we are as connected beings? Because there's nothing, when we reach 5D, we feel our allness, and we can call in the beings of the archangels, and any archangel and any ascended master that we want to connect with. As soon as your thought is there, they're with you. That's how it feels to me. It's a thread and it's there. It's never not there, but because your attention and your focus is here, that is your focus here. They're always here. It's always here. It's always now. But because you're calling in on it, there it is. Like Mother Mary and the beings, I know exactly where their vibration is. Although it might be everywhere, but they're showing me through how I can feel that they're with me. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's how I feel as the vibrational being that I am. I can feel when and where. It's not really where, but it's how in my field I feel them with me. their vibration is very unique to me. So I can feel different vibrations of different beings that are with me. And when they come in, as many times I spoke on my radio show, you know, when I have the big podium room, you know, like those, you know, the university lecture rooms, you know, they were round rooms with seats that went up like this. That's how it feels to me. And all of these conscious beings and groups from all over the universe just come when we call in, you know, commencement of our session. Just all of these beings just want to be a part of our connection. They want to be part of us awakening to our connection, because to them, it's like they're little brothers and sisters that are on this new playground of divine majesty that we're just remembering and we're awakening to. And our heart spaces are just say, I just want to connect with you because I've been feeling lonely and it's been hard to go through this. You know, is there anything that you need? Is there anything that I can help with? And allow that compassion to speak for itself. And be okay to set, you know, your boundaries when you need that alone time to recharge and to recalibrate yourself in the way that you need with Gaia. And so they were saying that there's so much potentials on our planet right now with whatever that we see is what we define might be a hurdle or a block or, you know, a separative factor. There is, as we've talked about before, there is always that equal opposite experience and equation that Source will offer. It's just a matter of our hearts are opening to allow Source through. And Source is showing me that it was so funny because they were showing me that you can have any experience before you, and you're opening within your heart space just to allow Spirit to live through with you. All will be provided. So they were showing me that if you think that you're in an experience or a situation and you don't have the strength or the leadership skills or the words or the love to offer in any one situation because of its challenge or because of its difficulty or because of its instability, whatever it is we might think that is, you know, impossible, you know, Spirit was showing me just say, open up and we'll provide you what you need. You know, ding dong. Open up and we'll provide you what you need. You know, just open up your systems and be that open vessel of love and light. And you will be provided the words, you'll be provided the strength, you'll be provided with the infinite love that there's, you know, there's no numbers in consciousness because it's fluid, it's light. But there's infinite light that's just bathing on you in any one moment. You just need to be aware of it, acknowledge that you're one with it, and receive it. I'm open to receive this beautiful aspect of light. I'm willing to receive who I am as light now. And then allow that light and that love that is always available to transmute. And you release the loneliness. And as we said yesterday, be okay with that loneliness, because that loneliness allows you to open to that equal opportunity of the equation to reconnect and recommune with your collective, because we all need it. We're all moving through, you know, profound experiences that we've never moved through before. But we're here to really rebuild and create that oneness that we've all wanted. You know, we get to bring those stories back to our children to say, you know, how's things going with the groups and the circles you're hanging around. I know it's really tough with all the social experiences, and start releasing words that make them feel so separate. You know, so say, well, how can you create social connection? How can you create greater connection? You know, we were talking with some people last couple of weeks ago, and we were saying, just do the eyebrow high, you know, because especially the younger kids that, you know, they're in those phases and stages where they want to reach out and they might be interested in a boy or a girl or a partner, and they don't know, you know, the little things we used to do when we were in school. It's always about the eye contact and training them to be okay with the social connection and just living from that heart space and just being good and feeling good and powerful and confident in who they are, so that they're okay to make the new friendships and they're okay to make the new connections, because they're going to have to go out into the world and connect on a level through which, you know, they're going to have the meetings and the interviews and the social awareness that they require, and they are not learning it because we're always, you know, on our devices. So just allow the new connections and the loneliness to be your portal to the connectedness, the loneliness to be your portal to oneness and communion. Anything that you experience is your portal to something that is always held with divine relationship within it. You know, if you're feeling not loved, if you're feeling left out, if you're feeling alone, then go within and provide that to yourself of opening up into creating it within first, because that connection is always within first. And then allowing that, say, well, I feel good about who I am. Maybe my next door neighbor would like to go, you know, just for a walk, or, you know, just to talk with each other over the fence. you know, allow those moments to be the part of human healing that we all need. And then just honor Gaia in it, and just, you know, just sit on a blanket on the grass and, you know, talk with each other, you know, and just honor Gaia and honor the communion of all that we're being offered right now, that we often sometimes, you know, don't see or take opportunity of. And say, and it's really all about us coming through every one of our moment for moment, day for day experiences, and honoring what we're being offered. And although it's the entrainment of ourselves as living a spirit that we see, as we said yesterday, is we're living through our hearts and seeing through our hearts as all opportunities to reconnect and commune and live in oneness and unity. And that's why we're here. There's not a soul, there's not a person on this planet that's not experiencing the lessons of remembering oneness and harmonization of spirit. That's the journey. And oftentimes it's the density and the ego that gets in our way, and we get in our ways. If we just soften to our hearts and live from love, all is provided, as Source was showing me. There's nothing too difficult that you can just open up in your heart, and we will provide you all you need. And it's trusting that. Trusting Spirit's always with me. I'll always have the information. I'll always know who to talk to and where to go. I'll have that opportunity. And so we also wanted to give health and wellness, health and wellness part of our offering today. They were also offering me that's really, really important about hydration. And really, I've been noticing the last week, I used to go through these changes, these DNA changes. When I would have DNA upgrades, I would get really, really pasty and dry in my mouth, and erratic sleep, you know, waking up all the time at night. But those are the releasing of old patterns and anxieties, and sometimes the densities in your chakras. So just know that anxiety, and just release, just do lots of deep breaths and just say, I'm well, everything is perfect, everything is fine. So deep breathing and affirmations as you're sleeping and trying to get back to sleep. And then drinking lots of water throughout your day and rehydrating your body, because it's creating those cells and recreating new cell growth. That's what I find when you go through a DNA activation, you get really dry mouth, is because your body, when that DNA activation occurs, it starts recreating new cells and new growth within your body, that it requires that water to be reconstituted. And so just understand that hydration is really important. You know, like water-rich foods and lots of water throughout your day, as much as possible. And that also clears and cleanses any toxins that the body hangs on to. And then we're also going to be offering some fun things, which I missed at the beginning, because we were talking about our glyphs, and thank you for the beautiful feedback about our glyphs, and we're so very grateful. We're so very grateful. We've got some new things that are coming up, so we're excited to offer that with you as a part of our World Ascension connection, and we love you so much. And so that was our short offering today. So be gentle with yourselves. Honor yourselves in the soft and gentle places, and just soften within your heart, and make your intentions. You know, when you get up in the morning, you do your daily self-care and your clearing. Allow yourself to feel your emotions throughout your day. Be well hydrated, ground and center, and be present. When you are present in your heart space, you tend not to react through ego. You tend to get off the cycles of ego and step into heart-centered cycles of alignment. And they're very easy and quick tips that we'll offer and remind every day. And really allow yourself to investigate and to observe and to empower and inspire and encourage connection. How may we reconnect with one another? How may we offer connection within ourselves, again, with the mother and the father energies, along with that beautiful inner child that just wants to play and have fun, because that's really why we're here. We're here to have fun. We're here to have that communion with one another and honor it within ourselves and all others. And then be the empowerment and the inspirement and the encouragement to all of these children that really need it so deeply. And just honor and just say, you know, put down the video games, let's go play, let's go kick the ball around, and have that connection and that communion, and just enjoy the time with them, you know, and create those game nights and create those times where you just have those beautiful moments of, you know, just safe communion. Just say, you know, let's just chat, you know, there's no topics that are off limits. Let's talk. It's an open space, and we're here to hold space for one another, and just remind one another of the safety of community and the safety of family, and just allowing one another to be felt and known again, and connected with, and communed. That's sacred. As we said and mentioned in a few of our videos, the new the new expression of beauty in 5D is to be rich in spirit. And rich in spirit is understanding that you're one. Spirit is one. Spirit is the oneness of all things, of all life, of all source. So know that and honor that in your connections. And we wanted to pull, I'm so excited. I got this brand new deck yesterday. You see all the beautiful sheen that's coming from it. It's the holographic design. It's the elemental oracle of Stacy. It's all holographic. It's really cool. So we wanted to do an elemental. Thank you so much. We're so grateful. Is there any being that would like to come through as we pull an oracle card for our collective today? We're so very happy. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, the Pleiadians and Archangels. Thank you. So they're just saying that, don't deny yourselves everyday laughter. There are moments in every day to laugh. And laugh at yourself, so sometimes we don't have to be so serious. And even if there's a situation that may seem serious and may seem unsolvable and unresolvable, just allow yourself just to soften and say, I'm a being of matter, and I am absolutely spirit, and I can move through anything. So how can I soften and just see this in the light of what it is and what it's taught me? I've created this so it can teach me something so that I can align with a higher version of oneness. And so how can I move forward and not be so serious about everything all moments, and I'm one for that. Because I can see and feel things at such a deep level, and it's just like, okay, well, how can I start creating, learning modalities and, the multidimensional go-getter that I am. So we're going to pull a card. Let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you. We're going to pull 3 for everybody. Oh my gosh, all of these have great. Powerful, powerful, powerful. The alchemy cards in this one. I love this one. This is the first one we pulled, and it is bravery. Again, when we're talking about our hearts, because our collective for so many eons has been held in egocentric doing, we've been disconnected from who we are as spirit, and we're in our opening and our awakening to who we are as spirit, creating matter. We're remembering that we are a spirit, and that's quite a vulnerable place to be for all of our collective, because it's not what we've grown up to know and understand and be and behave as. We've been stuck in doing patterns and cycles, which disconnect us from the heart of who we are. Most have imbalances in their chakra systems because they haven't allowed the spirit expression to be fulfilled, whether it's receiving or offering. That's how the chakra systems become imbalanced, because of patterns and programs that suppress and depress the spirit. And we've talked about that in many of our experiences. But now we're saying, as our world is changing, as we're stepping out to connect and commune in a different way of being multidimensional, the elemental energies are saying, for you to move about your planet in such a brave and honoring way, is to understand that your spirit, as you're becoming more spirit and being vulnerable in who you are, you're creating profound change. And that's what's required. For us to step out of loneliness and move back into communion and connection, it requires that we be vulnerable and we be allowing ourselves of that change. And it might seem as if we're toppling and tiptoeing over a world into the unknown, and we truly are, because again, we're coming and breaking free from those patterns of experience that have led us into the disarray that we've created. And so now we're getting back into surrendering into who we are, spirit, being the manifestors of our own leadership and our own commandmentship of owning our own voice and owning our power and owning how the health of who we are and how we want to move about our world, literally move about our world. And we allow all that the light that we are to guide us and to be us and to live within us and to then to express it. And these, I just noticed something in these 3 cards that we pulled. They're all movement, and they're all the flow of movement of energy. And you'll see the difference here. And the second card that we pulled was the number 42 card, and it's called movement and speed. And it's about the movement of spirit. Spirit, we're moving into frequencies that are in new dimensional honorings. They're taking us from where we used to be as 3D segmented, separated, into the movement of something new as spirit. And it's all a harmonic song. It's always moving. It's never, ever stagnant. If there are stagnant energies, that is when the tower moments occur. Stagnant patterns, stagnant cycles, stagnant belief systems, towers will occur, because you cannot evolve through stagnancy. You simply can't. That is de-evolution, and that is where harm and detriment come to the cells and the bodies and the evolution of the whole species. If, again, we are one. So segments of our population that are not evolving affect the all. The more greater light that each person carries, the all benefit. And this is why it's so very important for us to understand that our allness counts. Caring about those ones that sleep on the floor in the dirt counts, because they're us. Understanding and caring that they want to carry greater light, but they've never been given an opportunity, or their voices have never been heard, because of the systems that we've come in that have been so so trenched in, you know, the abuse of power, and systems that don't serve the all, that don't allow voices to be heard, and honoring systems of sacredness and unity to be creating such change on our planet. We are the movement of our planet. We're the movement, and we are given the elemental energies of all things, the force of God's song, the force of the will of spirit, the will of who each and every one of us are to create that change for our planet. We're the movement of it. And it's so beautiful. And it can really be an elegant dance. You can see the little elementals and all the light fairies and all of the energy that is spirit saying, we've got you. You will never fall. You will never fall. You will always be in a movement and a cycle of change. Always. You will always be in a cycle of change. So be okay with it. Soften into it and surrender. And this card, again, you can see the beautiful. I mean, these cards are just so profound. I love these cards. This is change. And the elemental of what we know to be wind, and how she's creating the whole new earth that she wants to inspire it as for herself. And she's pulling up the roots of who she is as Gaia, and she's using that Gaia energy to live through her and alchemize it in whatever way she can. She's got the nature elements, and she's got the expression of the wisdom of who we are within to carry that wisdom from realms through the song that is source creator. When I'm connecting with different collectives of consciousness, higher vibrational consciousness of beings such as the cetaceans. Thank you, cetaceans. I can connect with my heart space to want to connect with them, and they're already in my consciousness, waiting for me to sing with them and waiting for me to connect and commune with them. As Gaia is always with us, the elementals are always with us in this changing song. For us, remember that anything that we are creating that we think is for our own, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to race ahead for me, I'm going to do this for me. If this person is living within the alignment of who they are as the illuminated essence of spirit, and they're being led by their higher self and their soul, it will affect everything that this person desires to be a part of and help with. This one may be the groundbreaker and the front runner and the forerunner that's breaking codes, if you will, like many of us are creator beings and crystal beings that are here to break those codes and say, okay, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I love you so much. And I want you to see that there's a new way, that we're one with our planet. We're one with our connection. We're creating the connection from above and below, and I'm living presence of it. I am the bridge of it. And we allow all others to see that we are our own change of our own collective. And each and every one of these are illustrations of our being our own change of our planet and our collective. So how do we want it to look? How do we want our world to change? How do we want our connection and our communion to be the very best essence and foundation of it? Because if it's not about connection and unity, what is it about? And those are the bigger questions of our collective and what we've been posing and offering and inspiring ourselves through such moments of catalytic change. Why did we inspire to manifest what we did as a collective? And what's at the underlying experience of that? And shouldn't it be about oneness and unity? Because we are a family of one, and we're here for one another. We're not here to get and do as much as we can and then forget, and who cares about anybody else. We're a collective of one, and we came with that in our soul's contract. It just takes us a while to wake up because we forgot we were so separate, because we've been fed beliefs and stories that are not ours anymore. So heal it, let it go. I release all stories of separation. And through breath, I align myself with the highest version of me that allows connection and communion and entanglement. And I am the epicenter of all that is connection and all that is unity and all that is source light and all that is love and profound essence of who we are as a family. Because in me, as I open up as my all essence of love and light, Source is going to provide me everything I need to commune with others, to not feel so lonely, to feel okay within myself, to feel that growing momentum of self-confidence and clarity, so that I can offer that confidence and clarity to others that might be feeling socially awkward or unavailable or detached. And in this breath and in this desire and intention to seek connection, to seek communion, that I know that I'm being my highest and my best right now, because I'm here to offer my best version of me. I'm here to be the best experience and example and expression of light that I am. That's why I came. I know that about myself, and it feels really good. It feels really good to be the highest connection of me, because I know in every moment I'm offering in that higher self, my soul, my higher self, the mother, the father, the creator, all that is spirit, all that is Gaia, all that is creation. And it makes me feel good that as I walk about in this open experience of awareness that I'm one with the all, that the animals and all of the insects and everything just seems to fall with me and sing with me and be a part of the song, because I know I'm a changing part of this world, and I want to make it a good one. I want that future generations from now will say, wow, our ancestors really did a great job, because we will be the ancestors. Make no mistake about it. We'll be in their meditations, and we'll be in their dreams, and we'll be in their stories telling their children, because they're going to have connection back. They'll probably have the most amazing technology too, but they're going to have connection back and say, wow, our ancestors taught us this. Our ancestors brought these stories back from the earth that have been hidden for so very long, because we've been so disconnected. Our alignment of unity and oneness is in our connection of one another, with one another, through one another. How we reflect our oneness, how we heal our oneness, how we heal all fragments and fractals that have been so separative and judged. So allow the beautiful honoring of who we are as a collective. And in those moments of loneliness, you absolutely have the equal opportunity to have source live through you, have spirit live through you, and honor it all as love. It's all love. We're just perceiving it from a closed perspective, and now we can open up and we just say, we love all beings on this planet. And with a few minutes and moments of just intercession of your connection and your entanglement with all that is life, allows you to be recentered in why you're here. I'm going to open in the allness of who I am. I call in all of the beings of consciousness that are meant to be with me in the highest light of benevolence, because I want to be a part of light. I want to be a part of a program that allows me to explore and experience and express myself anew. And as I ground with my planet, I understand that I'm awakening to my grandness with her. I'm awakening to my oneness with her. I'm awakening to many, 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 many lifetimes that I don't even have understanding of, but I absolutely know that I'm connected with her so deeply, with her waters, with her trees and her forests and her animals and insects that we all need and we all require for our survival and our symbiosis. And I allow the connection with myself, the beautiful divine being that I am. And as I love myself every day, I honor myself every day. I understand that I'm healing the mother energies within me, of receiving and being the potential to receive and the potential to compassionately nurture and nourish and sow seeds of love. And the divine father energies of me for protection and the will to create and the power to create and the power to lift the divine feminine energies up for that nourishment and compassion. And in doing so, I become completely connected and harmonized with the sacred child that I am, because I want to explore all that I am. I want to be that essence of the highest vibration of who I am. And in this alignment of all that I am as the epicenter of light, my chakras become aligned, my chakras become bathed and cleansed, my chakras become the oneness of all that I am as harmony. And I am centering and I'm balancing and I'm grounding in who I am. And I'm in connection with my higher self. I'm in connection with all chakras. They are all aligning with codes of light, because I am the commandment of all that I am. I am the commandment of my consciousness. And all energies that are not divine and sacred, I just bathe in light and they turn transmuted, because I can, because I am. Because I am the presentation of love. I am the vibration of love. I'm the vibration of light. And I am in connection with all things. And every moment, it's just a beautiful song. It's a beautiful dance of my exploration with Source, my experience with Source. And I get to choose what I entangle with. I get to choose what I want to observe. I get to choose what I'm really excited to co-create with and call in the physical manifestation of. Because I get to be that harmonization of connection of all Source. Nothing is ever separate from me. Just my awakening and say, okay, I can call this into my now moment, and I can bring material energy with it through the alchemy of who I am. The alchemy is the understanding and the love of all that I am, to want to experience something beautiful, because I can, because I am. Hoy amama makataka amama wadadinga nananana ay shushi amama makataka ay tatake amaya la 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 kotata manana kadiki ay makataka and kadiki. And we harmonize connection through our oneness. We harmonize connection through our oneness. And there is only connection. It's just the the displacement and the lack of awareness that we have, that we're always connected. We're always connected. We're never not connected. So allow that beautiful energy, that the loneliness, to just be released, because you're always connected. You go within and you find that essence of that love within yourself, and just allow your heart to open. Just allow those emotions come through. I'm always connected. I'm always connected with everyone, 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 everyone. And my vibration of feeling greater love for me, of feeling greater connection with me, I'm going to call in those that also want to live that vibration of connectedness. And I get to be that example for others. Not so that they change it, or not so that they change their life. You know, it's so that they can allow all others to see the perfection of all others in themselves, and themselves in all others. That's our oneness. We're here to simply allow all paths to be the expression and the experience and the exploration of how it is. And within oneself, honoring thyself and honoring thy path, honoring the connectedness of who you are, you then follow your highest path and be the best and highest for you. That's all that's required. As you follow your excitement, all will be laid before you. And we honor you, dear lighted ones. For those that would like to join us on our World Weekly Ascension classes, the experience is beautiful with the people that we commune with. And it's a beautiful connection. It's a really, really small class, because we leave time at the end for connection with our teams and guides for any questions that people have. And it's about the remembrance and the realignment of who we are as multidimensional beings, how important self-care is. We usually have one Ascension topic, and then anything else the councils and the teams want to come and commune with in the higher vibrational experiences. Right now, we're still in new moon energy, so inspire connection and communion. The donation links are below. We love you so much. The glyph links are below, and we love you so much. And we truly do love our connections with you every day, and we love you so much, and all of the beings in the universe. We love you so much, and we honor Gaia, we honor the children, we honor everybody. We love you so much. So be the change that you so desire. Honor and appreciate all that is wind, all that is change, and all that is the passion of your heart taking you to new places. And be the envelope of the movement. And movement can be still, and movement can be speedy. So allow yourself to be living from your heart space, and trust the intuitions of your heart. Because when you do so, you're living in your own bravery, and that's all that matters. So release the notions or the ideals that you must listen, and give your power away to others. All that's required of you is to be the bravery of who you are, and that is how you create change. You are so beautiful, and we love you. We rainbow you, dear lighted ones. We love you. Bye. We love you. Don't forget to drink your water. Bye.